Hi, I'm Isa and welcome to Bayhana. Happy International Women's Month, Bayhanas. I think we've established that vaginas are amazing parts of our body. But you know what we haven't done? We have never eaten vaginas. So in today's episode, we're gonna be eating food that look and smell just like our vaginas. Alright, so the first thing that we're gonna eat is this papaya. I can definitely see why it would look like a vagina, but I think I have an idea. Alright, and maybe put that. Okay, now this looks more like a vagina. See, there's a clit over here, and maybe some of your pubes are all the way down there, but this looks more like a vagina to me. The collective term for whatever your eyes see is called the vulva, and whatever is inside is called the vagina. So maybe keep that in mind the next time you describe your lady bits. The second thing that I'm gonna eat that looks like a vagina is a Filipino delicacy called bibingka. Bibingka is actually a traditional Filipino dish. I don't know what it's made out of, but I often hear that bibingka nga buak looks like a vag. And the best part about this is actually cheese sa tunga. And coincidentally, sometimes your vag can have a very cheese-like discharge. Discharge on your vag is actually normal, and the quality of your discharge changes all throughout the month. Sometimes it can be watery, sometimes it can be sticky, sometimes it could be cheese-like, and sometimes it could be milky. And there is actually a way to find out if you're fertile or not simply by checking the discharges of your vagina. However, no matter how normal discharges can be, the moment you notice that there are changes in your discharge, whether it be through color, consistency, or smell, it's important that you get checked right away because it could mean that you're having an infection or an allergic reaction. Let's move on to the third thing that sort of looks like a vagina. And that is the pomelo. Does it actually look like a vagina? Oh, now it looks like a vagina. I mean, I guess it could look like a vagina because vaginas look different for everyone. Vaginas, or labias to be more specifically, look different for every single woman. Just like your fingerprints, there are no two labias that look exactly alike. I guess you could say that if not all labias look alike, I think it's also safe to say that not all vaginas taste alike. All vaginas are like faces. They don't look alike, but they're all beautiful in their own way. Also, during sexual arousal, your vagina can turn into a deeper red because of the temporary rush of blood in that area. So I guess that means if your cheeks can blush, so can your vag. That's amazing. The next thing that I'm going to eat that looks very much like a vagina is the tahong. And if you search online, there are actually so many things that look like vaginas, and I think that's beautiful. I guess that looks like a vag. Nangandam jud kog kanon diri guys, kay ready jud ko mukaon og tahong nga naay kanon. Did you know that your clitoris has around 8,000 nerve endings, and that's twice as much nerve endings as compared to a penis? Ooh, kalami. Yeah, mura gid siya taler. A lot of people say that it's so hard to find the clitoris, but actually you just need to know your way around. Another fun fact is that women barely get an orgasm through vaginal penetration. So if you want to reach full climax, the clit is the place to go. I mean, it makes sense. If a clitoris is twice as sensitive as a penis, I think it shouldn't be that hard to satisfy us, and yet some people still really need help down there. There are so many ways to satisfy your partner, and it's not just through penetration. You can use your mouth, you can use your fingers. If you want to use toys, go ahead and use toys. It's really not about the size, it's about the motion of the ocean. I truly believe that. Alright, so the next thing that I'm gonna eat, which really looks like a vag, is the talaba. I can see why it really looks like a vag. Oh my god, it's wet. Oh my god. Ooh. This tahong is really wet. Which brings me to my next fact. Vaginas can get wet without sexual arousal. Vaginas can actually get wet for a lot of reasons, whether it's that time of the month for you, constant friction because of your underwear, or just like anything and everything, honestly. But the most important thing is to note that just because your vagina is wet doesn't equal to consent. Consent is when a man or a woman verbally gives you permission to engage in sexual intercourse. It doesn't mean that just because my vag is wet that I immediately want to have sex with you. Consent is so important, and I cannot stress that enough. Consent should never be anything but verbal. A wet vagina, an erect penis, or signs that she wants to have sex does not give you permission unless he or she verbally says that they are okay to having sex with you. I guess that's just some knowledge that I'd like to impart from your friendly neighborhood bilat eating Bayhana. Me. Now that we're done eating vaginas, let's move on to smelling vaginas, or smelling things that smell like vaginas. Vaginas are supposed to smell, and each vagina smells unique and different. They look differently, they smell differently, and that is completely fine. Even penises smell. But for the most part, here are some of the things that vaginas smell like. On most days, vaginas smell like beer or bread, and that's because of the good bacteria called lactobacilli. I love the taste of beer at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But sometimes your vagina can also smell like metal, or in this case, the spoon. Sometimes your vagina can smell like metal because of bleeding or if it's been in contact with semen. So if your vagina is starting to smell coppery or metallic-like and you're not on your period or you haven't recently been in contact with semen and you're also experiencing itching and discharge down there, it's best to get checked by your gynecologist. So sometimes your vag can smell like bleach or ammonia because of the urine buildup. But another reason why your vag could smell like ammonia or bleach is because of dehydration or something that we like to call bacterial vaginosis. So if you notice that your vag is consistently smelling like ammonia or bleach and you're also experiencing itching and redness and discomfort down there, it is best to get yourself checked. But also if you're dehydrated, the easiest way to fix that is to drink your water, bitch.
Drink your water, bitch.
Well, I'm drinking beer right now, so I'll drink the water later. And last but not least, sometimes your vagina can smell like fish. Wa bitaw ni siya naluto, guys, kay dili mi pwede magluto og buwad sa balay kay manimaho ang tibok building. But yes, sometimes your vag can smell like dead and rotting fish. And I say dead and rotting fish because dead fish, especially if it's fresh, isn't supposed to smell. So dead and rotting fish, to be more specific, because that's typically what your vag would smell like if you had an infection. So there are very specific reasons as to why your vag can smell like dead and rotten fish. And that is usually because of an overgrowth of bacteria in your vagina that is odorous. So typically, it is not normal for your vagina to smell like dead, rotting fish. So if you are experiencing foul odors down there accompanied by itching, redness, discomfort, a change in your discharge, then you definitely have to get yourself checked by your gynecologist. So there you have it. I tried out different food that look like vaginas and smell like vaginas, and I give you all these interesting facts for you to learn about your vagina. But more than the information that I gave you, I think it's really important for us to really get to know our vaginas in all its sense and all its glories, in all the different ways they could look like, feel like, and smell like. The more you know your body, the easier it is for you to recognize when there's something wrong and for you to get the help that you need, hopefully immediately. Vaginas are amazing, strong, beautiful things, and it's about time that you got to know your own vagina. I mean, I obviously have, and it's been amazing for me so far. If you want to have amazing conversations about your body or about womanhood or anything that you're going through, make sure that you're a part of the Bayhana community group. And of course, don't forget to follow me on all my socials. I'm Issaplease, and don't forget to follow By TV as well. What other amazing fun facts do you know about your vagina? Make sure to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget, knowledge is power. Bye!